Salient features of the Constitution. The directive principles are the guidelines which are to be followed by the government in the governance of the country. They are called directive principles because the government has to take them into consideration while they are making the laws. These principles are not found in any other constitution of the world except those of India and Ireland. The sources of directive principles. When the constitution was being drafted, its framers were inspired by the five important sources. First, the Constitution of the Irish Republic, which contains the principles of social policy for the guidance of legislators. Second, the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizens of Revolutionary France. Third, the ideas of Mahatma Gandhi. The fact that the directive principles also contain Gandhian principles is sufficient proof that ideas of Mahatma Gandhi had influenced the framers of the Constitution. Fourth, the Charter of Human Rights framed by the United Nations. Fifth, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted by the United Nations when the Constituent Assembly was deliberating over the Indian Constitution. What is a welfare state? Well, a welfare state is a state which seeks to ensure the maximum happiness of maximum number of people living within a territory. The Constitution of India seeks to establish India as a welfare state. The difference between directive principles and fundamental rights. Directive principles are provided in the Part 4 of the Constitution, whereas fundamental rights are provided in Part 3. Directive principles are not justiciable by any court of law, but fundamental rights are justiciable. Directive principles are meant for the government to create certain privileges for the citizens, while the fundamental rights are those privileges. Directive principles are mere directions to the state to attain certain set objectives, whereas fundamental rights are a certain kind of restriction on the state. Directive principles aim to establish a welfare state, whereas fundamental rights aim to establish a political democracy. Social equality and justice. The Right to Education Act has made it mandatory for every child between the ages of 6 to age of 14 years to be provided free education in all government and government-aided schools. Special scholarships are provided to socially and economically weaker sections of the society. Untouchability has been made an offence which is punishable by law. In order to provide justice to the economically weaker sections from the upper caste, the central government has provided 10% reservation for them in government jobs and in higher education as well. The economic welfare. The government has abolished the zamindari system. It introduced the land reform program to do away with the old feudal socio-economic structure of rural India. Right to fair compensation and transparency in land acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Bill 2013 was passed by the Parliament in September 2013. Nationalization of banks, insurance companies, and some key industries have been done to ensure that the ownership of the material resources of the community are so distributed so as to obtain best service of the common good. Now, here comes the political, administrative, and legal matters. The Panchayati Raj has been established in the remotest villages to promote the idea of a local self-government. In view of the constitutional directive, free legal aid has been provided to those people who are themselves cannot engage lawyers. This has been done to ensure equal justice to all the people of the country. In order to check the misuse of any power, there is now a complete different separation of the judiciary from the executives. The foreign policy. In order to promote international peace and security, India is opposed to colonialism and racialism and has helped many countries to win their freedom. India supported the cause of South Africa against apartheid. India is law-abiding, that is, it respects international law. It has stood for settlement of international issues by mutual understanding. India holds a policy of complete disarmament and has been firmly against all the attempts of some powerful countries for partial disarmament. Thank you.